What's going on, guys? Bexio back, and today we've got a brand new video, this time about Bitcoin and what happened with its price correction here that we're seeing. And it plummeted down to like $51,000 yesterday, and now is coming back up to above 55,000. It's going around 55 to 57,000 right now. And we're going to go over why this price action happened and why you shouldn't be worried about it. And Bitcoin is still a great investment and a great place to be putting your money right now. So first up, we have something that might have affected it, but it's just rumors and probably not true. But it was that there were rumors of reports that the U.S. Treasury Department was going to go after big financial industries for money laundering using cryptocurrency. So this started like a lot of people spreading this on Twitter and through group messages and stuff, saying that this was going to happen, and people started getting worried and getting out of the market and things like that. But I don't think there's no sources for this. It's just people saying it. So the like accountability isn't there. The probability that this is true is super low. I just think it's complete rumors. And it's not anything that anyone should be worried about, because there's no merit to any of the people who are saying this was happening. So I don't think that it's true at all. It's just a rumor at that. So it might have had an effect on the price, but I don't think it really had that big of an effect. Next, we've got Turkey banning Bitcoin for transactions, saying it's not safe for people to use because it's not backed by anything, or it's not secured by anything for people. So they were banning it for transactional use, and that makes people think that Bitcoin is losing its value. People get out and they get scared that government regulation and government's banning Bitcoin is going to happen. But Bitcoin can't be banned, and we've seen that already in like India banned Bitcoin 3 times now. So it's just something that it might scare people in the short term, but governments can't ban Bitcoin because you can't stop it. Short of turning off the internet is the only way you can stop Bitcoin. So there's really not much to worry about with banning Bitcoin, because I don't really even think it's possible. And if a country does ban Bitcoin and another country doesn't, then all of that money and investments and infrastructure around Bitcoin and Bitcoin businesses goes to the other country that accepts it, and the country that banned it loses out on that. The third reason we got here, and now we're starting to get into the ones that had more of an effect on the price and actually did have a reason to have this price action happen, and this was a giant power outage in China where the hash rate of Bitcoin fell because a mining facility in China stopped being able to mine because they had no power. So the hash rate crashed a little bit, and that caused the price to follow, and then obviously the hash rate secures the Bitcoin network and it affects the price. So when the hash rate falls, the price is going to fall. But the hash rate right now is already back to where it was. It's already fully recovered and still going up. It's just short-term things kind of happening, but this affected the next thing we're going to talk about, and which actually caused the major sell-off or the major price act, and that was traders being liquidated. So when this hash rate fell, it caused the price to fall just enough for traders who are heavily leveraged on different exchanges who are long Bitcoin, and when the price fell a little bit because of the hash rate, then they started getting liquidated, and it was somewhere around $1.8 billion worth of money liquidated. So that was forcing the market down even more, and as the market went down for the first liquidations, caused more, went down, caused more, and that's how the cycle kept going until we got to where we are, where it was 51,000, where people started getting back in, and because the price was very low, and people stopped getting liquidated at that point, and that's when the market started recovering more from there. So I think the biggest lesson from these past few days would be, don't be high leverage on Bitcoin and try and trade it, because when you do that and you get liquidated, there were people who've lost a lot of money because they got liquidated, and there's just no reason to take that risk with Bitcoin. With a small downturn causes a chain of liquidations, can liquidate you, and then you lose a lot of money. So it's worth it to buy Bitcoin and just hold it and not try and go on 100x leverage and trade Bitcoin. It just isn't worth it to take that much of a risk. I mean, the leverage is ridiculous in crypto, so it's just not worth it for that risk. But those are the two things that really affected the Bitcoin price. Was obviously the China blackout where a mining facility got hit, and then the liquidations that started because of the hash rate going down, which affected the first start of liquidations, which then affected the second, third, fourth, and kept going on like that. So what does this mean for Bitcoin? Not much. Basically, if you want to buy this dip, I would. I've added to Ethereum on this dip, and I think that these prices obviously had a reason to go there, but not a reason to stay here. So it's not a crash. It's not something to be worried about like a lot of people are. And I think that now is the time for you to get into the market if you are waiting for a turn down, or if you want to buy the dip. This is the best time to do that because of obviously the price being in the 55,000s, down like 10,000 from early last week when it was almost 65K. So great time to buy. I think that we're already seeing recoveries, and we're already seeing things start to realize that it's not that big of a deal. You know, liquidations happen and then we'll see more people start getting into the market and everything start to kind of get back to where it was in not too long from now. So that's why Bitcoin had this insane price action. It was also a bigger reason also with like when things started falling. It was early in the morning. It was like 2 a.m. Eastern. So a lot of North America was sleeping, and the Asian markets were still, I think they were not like in like the peak hours of it. So the liquidation or the liquid ability of Bitcoin, whatever you want to call it, for like selling Bitcoins and getting traders being liquidated, there wasn't a lot of people in the market selling their Bitcoin. So when you don't have a lot of sellers and when you don't have a lot of people willing to sell their Bitcoin and you have a lot of selling pressure, there's going to push the price down fast, which we saw because there's just not enough Bitcoins being sold at that time because everyone was sleeping. So that's where you get this insane price action. And short term, sure, it wasn't even that bad. I mean, it was like 8 or 9% drop, which in crypto is nothing. So when you think of it that way, maybe it makes it a little bit better. But obviously the buying opportunities are here. Buy the dip. That's what we're all doing. And as always, guys, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe. We're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. See you guys in my next video.